Your Tesla FSD drives could be making you money, but that's not the only reason why Tesla owners should be filming their FSD drives. Let me explain. Some of the best Tesla FSD footage that I've ever gotten wasn't while I was trying to make a video. For me, it seems like most of the time I get the best footage when I'm either traveling to work or running an errand or taking someone on their first FSD drive. It just seems like it works out better that something happens and you really can't plan this stuff. It just happens all of a sudden and you've got great footage out of it. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized that Tesla owners are driving around in one of the most amazing pieces of technology in the world, and most of them are not even filming their FSD experiences. So if you've ever been out riding around using FSD and something happened and you're going, dang it, I wish I had filmed that. That would have made a great YouTube video. Then this video is for you. And I know from reading some of the comments in my own videos that a lot of you have experienced a lot of the same things that I have and just not caught it on camera. And maybe some of you have experienced things that are even more dramatic than what I have. And it's just a missed opportunity to have it on camera and to show everyone else. And this is really why people watch FSD videos, is to see exactly what the cars are doing, how they're reacting to different problems. And that's what makes it so amazing. There are so many opportunities to create videos, from how FSD reacts in construction situations, how it reacts with objects in the road, different things that happen with merging. There's just so many opportunities, and really what people are looking for are real, authentic things that happen while using FSD. And if you're just filming that, you're catching all that in real time. It's none of this AI slop that's out there, that's all over the place now. It's really good, high quality video that people want to see. And they want to really see how these cars react in situations. And they want to know if FSD is worth it or not. And this will really show people that it is. And it shows them the mistakes FSD makes, and it shows them all the good things and positive things that FSD does as well. And honestly, a lot of the stories that I get in the comments from people who are commenting on my videos, they have their own story in and of itself. They just don't have a video to go with it. It doesn't even have to be a long video. It can be something short. It can just be clips, just different experiences. But all of it is valuable in the long term for creating something that is valuable for other FSD users and first-time Tesla buyers and people who are just trying to consider, should I even get one of these cars? All this is beneficial to everyone and yourself as well, because it logs all the stuff that's going on with your own experiences. My second reason why you should be filming your FSD drives is that filming these can help the viewer and the creator at the same time. Viewers get real-world examples before trusting or buying FSD or using it for the first time, and creators get helpful content that is beneficial to everybody that has a Tesla or is going to have a Tesla. Creators can also use their Tesla referral links, and everybody gets these Tesla referral links when you buy a Tesla. So everybody's out there, they got this Tesla referral link. How many have actually used it? Well, if you're filming your drives, you're creating a video, you're putting it out there, you can put your link there, and it's helpful for purchasing a Tesla for other people because they get the benefit of usually 3 months free FSD use, and you get a little bit of money back from Tesla on that so that you can use that to help pay for your FSD use. It's kind of a win-win. And aside from that, if you can get enough subscribers, you can get monetized on YouTube, and you can actually get a little bit of revenue from that as well, which will also help pay for FSD or maybe even help pay for your car. The other side to it is you can apply to be an Amazon associate, and if you qualify, you can put your links to your favorite gear, your filming gear, everything else down in your description below, and you can earn a little bit of revenue from that as well. So it's really a huge benefit if you are out there creating videos and putting them out there. It really helps everyone. It helps the new Tesla buyer. It helps the FSD user that is out there trying to learn everything and learn how the car works, and you get to help yourself as well. Viewers benefit because they get real-world testing, honest reactions, troubleshooting examples, which are extremely valuable for all of us, update comparison drives, and real-world driving situations. And creators benefit because the content is easy to create just from your regular everyday drives and experiences through FSD. Things happen every day. I mean, it happens for me. There's always something that happens on the road, especially as much time as I spend on the road. There's always an event that occurs, and I just log it. I throw it in a file. I'm like, wow, that was interesting. That may be helpful for a video at some point. I might need to use that because, FSD dodged something, which could be a topic later on. Or maybe FSD didn't do something that I wished it would have done, and I log that as well because I'm thinking, well, that may come in handy if I need to explain why it didn't do something in several different situations and that there's a problem there. Now, someone might be out there saying, that's not me. I don't want my face on camera. I can't do this stuff. I'm not going to film this. I want nothing to do with that. No problem. There are a lot of channels out there that film their FSD drives and they don't ever show their face. So that's an option for you right there as well. And the thing is, you're already driving around. If you're using FSD, you're creating the content while you're driving around. You're just not filming it yet. And you can get one of these little mounts that mount like this up on the top glass, and it just films the view of the car on the road, and you never have to show your face. And you've probably got tons of experiences already. You just haven't filmed them yet. And my number 3 on this one, and I've learned this very quickly myself, the data from your videos basically becomes a troubleshooting log for other users to help them as they're trying to solve similar problems that you've had. And it's just a reference point for people to go back to and say, oh, I'm going to search for this problem. I don't know what's going on. I'll look on YouTube. And all of a sudden, right there's a video for you, somebody who experienced the same thing. And, then you've got 10 or 12 comments of people saying, hey, thanks, I appreciate that. You put that out on YouTube. I never would have found this on my own. You experienced it, you filmed it, and now I solved the problem. It's very helpful that way. I've used that on a lot of appliances at home for stuff like that too. And honestly, this is just a great way for the Tesla community to help each other out in solving problems such as camera issues or FSD update issues or navigation issues. There's all kinds of things that we each experience that might be different, and just making a video of that and putting it out there on YouTube is very helpful for other people to be able to see if they're experiencing the same thing. And quite honestly, all the comments that I get on different things, I've learned so much from comments in my comments section of people who have experienced different things that have been very helpful or faster ways to do something. And it's just really one way to really help everybody out. And if you're enjoying this video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and stick around to the end and I'll show you my camera gear setup and exactly how I film my FSD drives and edit and all that stuff. And it's honestly a lot easier than what most people would think. And for my number 4, I love to watch FSD first-time ride-alongs and first-time FSD users, and I love to film those. There's a lot of interesting things that happen, a lot of facial expressions you can catch and reactions from people. And honestly, it's just really content gold to be able to see how people react to these cars for the first time. And just catching that on video is amazing and a lot of fun. It's even better if you can get a skeptical rider or an older passenger who's never experienced this. They've drove the legacy cars their whole life. You set them in this seat, and then all of a sudden they're like, I can't believe this is happening right now. And just getting those experiences, it's really amazing and fun to watch. And if you can get an anti-EV person and set them in the seat, that's even better. Even if they hate the whole drive, they hate FSD, they hate Tesla, if you can get somebody in here that just doesn't want anything to do with it and get them in the first time, rider seat, and capture that on camera, man, that's just great. I'm still trying to find somebody who just really hates it that much they don't want to ride in it. But I know those people are out there because they make sure they tell me in my comments on my videos a lot of times. My number 5 reason that you should be filming your FSD drives for YouTube is that Tesla delivers roughly 1.5 to 1.8 million new vehicles globally to new customers every year. And this makes Tesla channels one of the easier YouTube niches to grow because you've got this massive influx of new people every year. New Tesla owners are constantly searching for setup help, charging, first drives, FSD reactions or FSD problems, updates, troubleshooting, real-world examples. There are so many things that everybody is searching for to learn more about these cars. And there is a lot to know about Teslas. They are easy to use, especially with the new Grok-enabled just asking questions. If you can't figure things out on your car, you can ask questions, just speak into the mic. Some of that's Grok related, some of it's not. Some of it you can just say, climate on, climate off, all kinds of different things that you can use the microphone for. There's all sorts of things that you can learn on the screen itself. And I know this because it's exactly what I did when I was researching Tesla and whether or not I wanted to buy one or not. I was spending a lot of time on YouTube, getting as much content as I could to see if this is really the car that I wanted, and trying to learn about FSD and all the different things that went into that. And there's just so much information out on YouTube, and it doesn't hurt to have more. The Tesla content keeps working because there is a massive cache of new owners continuously entering the ecosystem, looking for new information, trying to solve problems, trying to figure out all the different things that go with the car, learning FSD, learning the quirks, looking for help on problems, and it just keeps growing every single year. And let's face it, FSD basically creates strong comment engagement in the comment section. And man, I've had a lot of interesting comments. From comments like, "I'd never trust this," "Humans do worse," "Humans do better," "That was impressive," "That was stupid," "Mine does that too," "I've never experienced that." And you also get the haters that say, "I'd never own one of these EVs or Tesla or anything like that. These things blow up. They're not safe. They're junk." I've had one comment that said, "The junkyards are full of them." I'm like, well, it's not really possible because they haven't been around as long as internal combustion engine cars, so the junkyards can't be full of them. And there's a lot of them on the road, so I'm not buying that either. And Tesla FSD isn't safe. The cars are just trash. The build quality is terrible. All the negative stuff that you get. But I imagine there was a lot of people saying negative things about the internal combustion engine cars when they came around and the horse and buggy was still on the road. There was probably a lot of people who said, "I'm never getting rid of my buggy and my horse." And those people probably lasted a long time, and maybe they never did get rid of their horse and buggy. But new things like this do create a lot of debate and engagement. And whether it's negative or not, it does boost the algorithm. It boosts your video, and it does create a lot of engagement and conversation in the comments section, which is good for your videos. So if you made it this far, you're probably asking, okay, so how do I film my FSD drives and what kind of equipment do I need and all that? And I'm going to show you how I do it and the equipment I have. And it's pretty basic, and this is what works for me. I'm sure there's a lot of other channels out there that share their equipment and how they do it. Maybe their stuff's a little more complex. Mine's pretty simple, but I'll try and show you the lower cost stuff if you're trying to keep your costs down on getting a camera. And quite honestly, you don't have to have a whole bunch of cameras. You can start with one camera, two preferably, but you can just start with one camera if you just want to film the road from this view and your screen as well. You can film that and never put your face on camera. That's one easy way to do it. But I'll show you how I do it, and maybe that'll work for you, or maybe you'll find somebody else's videos that are showing how they're doing it. I haven't actually seen that many videos of Tesla owners or FSD people explaining how they film and what they do. But this one I'm just kind of giving away what I do, and maybe you can do it as well, and maybe someday you'll make a video that I can benefit from. So let me explain how I film, what my equipment is, how do I edit, and where do I film. So most of the time I either film on the road. If I'm actually doing a video and talking, I will just talk while I'm driving, or I will film in my car while I sit in the driveway. And one of the main reasons for that is my wife has chickens and the roosters are pretty loud. And so I could film in the house, but the chickens are on the back part of the property and they're extremely loud, and the car kind of deadens the sound there. So there's another good Tesla selling thing right there. If you're looking to buy a Tesla, the sound quality is great enough to drown out the roosters in my backyard. So that's a plus. But I'll film in the car, and those are usually for videos that I have a structure and things I want to talk about. And it's easier to go through notes and things like that for videos, and instead of trying to remember everything while I'm driving on the road. Now, sometimes I'll just film while I'm driving on the road, and it's easy if I got most of the stuff in my head that I want to talk about. That's one way to do it. And I film every single day with a camera that's mounted on the back here that basically just films my screen and the front view. And I don't really use any audio for that because it's sort of just like a dash cam for a normal car, but it's just picking up everything that's going on around the car. And it does capture a lot of the, oh crap moments that happen when you're driving. And that's good. And for a lot of people, that would work out really well if you were just wanting to get started and you didn't want to have to do any talking. You didn't want to have to come up with videos to do. You just wanted to film your drives and all the interesting things that happen to you when you're driving and using FSD. That's really, a lot of people want to see that stuff because that's where the action really happens, when FSD either does something really amazing or doesn't do something amazing, and you're upset about it. But all those different things come into play when you're making a video, and there's usually benefits. You're going to find something every time you drive. There's going to be something there that you could use from every single video that you film, and every drive there's something. It may not be anything major, but it might be worth keeping and putting in a file just so you have it for later use. So for the two different cameras I use the DJI Action 5 Pro. It's about $320 per camera. And I also use the DJI mics, which I have right here. And the reason that I went with those is because they pair up very easily. You don't have to try and learn a whole bunch of technology just to get this stuff working. They work really easy together. And really, if you just had one DJI camera and one mic, that you're basically going to have everything you need to film a lot of different things. If you're going to do ride-alongs and first-time rides with friends and family, things like that, you're probably going to want two cameras. I learned that really quickly because everybody wants to see different things happen on the road as it's also, happening in the car as well. So there was, for an example, somebody was stopping on the road and just parking right in the road on one of the trips with my son, and then the car went around, and we didn't really get to show any of that stuff because I didn't have the other camera back here. So it was just our reaction only. So always good to have two cameras if you can, but not necessary to get started and trying to just film your drives. And if you don't want your face on camera and you don't want to do first-time ride-alongs, then that's okay. You only need one. You can just use a camera like this right here that points this way and covers everything for you, and it's that simple. So this is the camera I use right here. I have two of these cameras, the DJI Action 5 Pro. Like I said, around $320. You can get some lower cost cameras out there, but I just kind of went with this one. I also use this mount here. I don't know if it's the best mount, but it was the one that I got. You can probably find some others out there that are equivalent to this one. So another piece of gear that I use is this little suction cup with this little bitty clip right here. It just clips right on the camera. You can pull the camera on and off very easy. You can mount these things anywhere in your car. They do very well. They hang on very tight, and you can really basically just film from anywhere. You can do a shot from this angle like this, which is typically what I do when I'm filming. You can also film from this angle. I've seen some videos that other people do where they film from this angle, and you can basically get a better view of the wheel kind of spinning and turning on its own when you're using FSD, and that's another benefit from this angle here. You can also film from this angle. There's a lot of different angles that you can film from. It just depends on what you're looking for when you're filming, but you can mount these little suction cup things pretty much anywhere, and they're pretty cheap, and it's a good piece of equipment to get started with so that you don't have to have a lot of expensive mounts and things like that. It's really the best way to go. I think it's like 20 bucks. And there are some roof mounts that you can get if you want to film from the roof. I bought one of those, and I haven't really done much with it yet, but I'd like to give it a try just to see what other options I can have for different camera views. And I know a lot of people do that, and it does look pretty neat from the roof view. Obviously, there's a risk of losing your camera, which I've not been real big on that, but that's always a possibility. You could lose a camera. As far as editing, I use iMovie because it's free with the Mac that I have, and that's how I got started. If you have a Mac, that is one of the easiest ways to do it, is just use iMovie. You don't have to pay for any software. It's very easy to learn. There's all kinds of tutorials on YouTube on how to use iMovie, and it really is a good piece of software. Now, if you use a PC and a Windows product, then you're probably going to have to do some research. I think there are some free editing software out there somewhere, but I'm not really that up on Windows stuff anymore because I haven't used Windows in a long time. Pretty much stuck with Mac once I got started on that. I never went back to Windows, but you might have to do a little bit of research. I know there's some free stuff out there. Also, if you don't want to buy a camera and you don't want to invest in a whole bunch of equipment, you can use the camera on your phone, and you can video with that. A lot of these phones already have editing software on it. You can edit while you're doing that. And even this mount back here, I know it has a mount for my phone, so you can mount your phone there. You can film that way. And even this little suction cup thing has a mount for the phone. You can do it that way too. Is a little bit harder to do, but I know people do that, and they do utilize their phone a lot of times to help give them an extra camera, and that's a possibility to get started if you don't want to really invest in any cameras or any heavy equipment or anything like that. But as you can see, I don't really have thousands of dollars in camera equipment or editing equipment or anything like that, and I do predominantly use iMovie. If you don't have that, you'll have to do some research and see what's out there for PC stuff and things like that. I don't really have any information on that, but I'm sure there's quite a bit of information on YouTube about editing software and things like that that would go with regular PCs. iMovie is very simple. Like I said, it's free. It's one of the reasons I used it and got started with it. But this is just basically, I don't have a lot of money in equipment. It's really bare bones. And maybe at some point I will get some different cameras or things like that, but I don't know that it's needed. There is a lot of things that you can do with the cameras that I have and with the software I have. So that's kind of my bare bones system, my bare bones setup. I don't really have a lot of money invested in it. It's just me using what I already had before with my laptop and with iMovie. And I bought a couple cameras and I just started filming, and that's kind of how you get started, you get going with it. And maybe this will help you out. I'll put some links down below if you're interested in starting to film your FSD drives. If you want to try and use your phone, that's a possibility too. Maybe you have some cameras and you want to try and use the ones you got. That's a good way to get started. Maybe just try and make a few videos with your phone and see if that works, Get the little mounts for your phone and try that. But if you're wanting to actually film the drives and the screen, you're probably going to have to get one of these mounts or something equivalent so that you can have a good steady shot. And one of the nice things about the DJI Action 5 is it does have a stabilizer built in, and it does keep things pretty stable even when you're hitting some rough bumps. So that's kind of nice as far as filming. Doesn't always show you when you hit those potholes that you really might want to show somebody you're hitting a really good sized pothole. It might not look as bad on camera as what you actually feel, but the stabilizer is a nice thing to have on there. I did find that the DJI cameras are sort of, they have some low light issues, so you do have to film a lot when it's bright out. It does seem better because when the sun goes behind the clouds, it gets really dark. And so that's one of the things that's kind of a negative on that camera, but for a low-cost camera, it does pretty good. Hopefully you found this video helpful, and maybe if you're looking to start doing some filming of your FSD drives, there's so many different things out there that you could be filming. You've probably already experienced so many different things while you're driving and wished you had a camera to film it, and maybe this is the time to get started and start filming your drives and see what happens. So grab your camera, take a friend for a ride, maybe capture that weird FSD reaction moment, or maybe you'll go out and film that one FSD drive that nobody's ever seen before, and it just blows up and goes crazy all over YouTube. You never know. But most importantly, maybe you'll have fun just making videos and capturing stuff for others to see and learn from. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you did, and happy FSD driving.